2, verse number 66. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chapter 2, contents of the Gita summarized, text number 66. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya na cha yuktasya bhavana na cha bhavayatah shanti ashantasya kutah sukham. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace? Purport. Unless one is in Krishna consciousness, there is no possibility of peace. So, it is confirmed in the 5th chapter, 5.29, that when one understands that Krishna is the only enjoyer of all the good results of sacrifice and penance, that he is the proprietor of all universal manifestations, and that he is the real friend of all living entities, then only can one have real peace. Therefore, if one is not in Krishna consciousness, there cannot be a final goal for the mind. Disturbance is due to want of an ultimate goal, and when one is certain that Krishna is the enjoyer, proprietor, and friend of everyone and everything, then one can, with a steady mind, bring about peace. Therefore, one who is engaged without relationship with Krishna is certainly always in distress and is without peace. However much he may make a show of peace and spiritual advancement in life. Krishna consciousness is a self-manifested peaceful condition which can be achieved only in relationship with Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So in this verse we heard many times Krishna also talking about peace and Srila Prabhupada also talking about peace. How many of you would like to be peaceful? Please raise your hands. Now that indicates you're not peaceful. Agree? If you raise your hand, that means you're not peaceful. So here we have a formula how to be peaceful. You know, most of us, I would say all of us go through difficulties in life, yes? Yes or no? I'm going to ask questions to make sure you don't fall asleep. Right? Because sometimes lectures can be boring and then people, before you know, they're already snoring. So, in spite of having difficulties, is it possible to remain peaceful? In the purport, maybe children can be taken outside. That would be nice. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, without Krishna consciousness, there is no peace, making it very, very clear. And he also mentions a verse from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, which is Karma Yoga, Action and Krishna Consciousness, the very last verse, number 29. That gives us the peace formula. Does anyone want a formula for peace? Only one person? Uh-oh. It should be the other way around. Is there anyone who doesn't want peace formula? Raise your hand. No hands should go up because we all want peace. And he gives a peace formula. What does he say? Bhoktaram yagna tapasam sarva loka maheshwara suhridam sarva bhutanam gnatva shantim richati. If someone wants shanti, not a lady, but shanti means peace, peace of mind, right? Because there's a lady's name also, Shanti. So if we want peace of mind, then if we can somehow or the other understand that Krishna is the bhokta. Bhokta means the enjoyer. He is the supreme enjoyer. Unfortunately, in this material world, we want to be the enjoyers. Yes or no? Yes, we want to enjoy things, we want to enjoy people, we want to enjoy our senses. So, did they go up? From here they went up? That's more noise. That's also kirtan. We can consider. So, where were we? Peace, yes, but where? Where in peace? Yes, wanting to enjoy, want to be the enjoyers. But Krishna says, no, I am the Bhoktaram. I am the supreme enjoyer. Sarva Loka Maheshwara, Maha Ishvara. He says, I am the supreme lord of everyone, everything, all the planets, all the demigods. I am the supreme lord of all. So if one understands Suhridam Sarvabhutanam, that he is the well-wisher and the best friend of all living entities. How many of us have best friends? Not friends with benefits. No. Best friends. Very few, right? But Krishna says, I am the best friend. Now, how is he the best friend? Because he is situated in everyone's heart. Sarva se chaham hridi sani vishtho. He says, I am situated in everyone's heart. Mataha smritir jnanam apohanam cha. He says, from me comes remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. So it is up to us. We have a choice that the Lord is in our heart as the super soul, as Paramatma. What do we want from him? Do we want to remember him, forget him, or we want his knowledge? Based on our choice, he then guides us. So if we decide, no, I'm not interested in learning about Krishna, about God, I'm not interested in knowledge, he'll say tathastu. He will take us in a wrong direction, other direction, away from him. So he's there within the heart to guide us, and with the knowledge from the Bhagavad Gita, he's telling us through Arjuna how to be peaceful. And Prabhupada says in the purport that there is no happiness. If there's no happiness, then there's no peace. Does that make sense? To be peaceful, we have to be happy. And what is going to make us happy? A new iPhone? Is it already released? No? September, I guess, right? Is that going to make us happy? See, who was the one who started this Apple company? Steve Jobs. All these information we have. But who wrote the Bhagavad Gita? Who spoke the Bhagavad Gita? Nowadays children, they don't know. So he was very smart. He went with the I consciousness. I, me and my. iPhone, iPad, iMac. So that we get attached to our own things and ourselves. That is I consciousness. But Bhagavad Gita is teaching us that in spite of having many difficulties in life, I'm pretty sure in every home in this country or the state or whatever, every home has some difficulty or other. Yes or no? Some problem or another. Right? But how to remain happy in spite of all these difficulties? Krishna says, Dukhalayam Ashashvatam, that this place, material world, is a place of misery and it is temporary. Ashashvatam means it is temporary. There is misery. I was listening to one lecture where, Srila Prabhupada has written many books. Are you aware? He has written many books, right? Like this Bhagavad Gita, as it is also, he has translated. So there was this devotee who was distributing books, going home to home, ringing the bell, and, begging them to take a book, it's like books on science of self-realization, how not to come back into this material world, higher taste, etc., planetary systems and all. So he was carrying small books, and he reached one home. And this is true. This happened many years ago. So he knocked on the door, and no one opened the door. He kept trying. Something within him told him, keep trying. Sometimes what we do, we see through the, what is called peephole? What do you call it? On the door. Huh? Huh? Keyhole? No. Eyepiece? It's called eyepiece on the door? That you can look and see who's outside, and based on that you decide you're going to open or you're not going to open. We kept knocking, and then finally one old frail lady, she opened the door, and she was very distressed, very sad and morose, and she said, what do you want? Why are you knocking? So this devotee, he had a smile on his face. He said, no, I just wanted to give you one book as a gift. She said, okay. She just took that book and she slammed the door. After a few days, this lady met the same devotee in a parking lot. I don't remember whether it was Walmart or wherever. So she met this devotee with a big smile, and she went and hugged him. And he didn't even remember who she was, because, he was distributing books in so many homes. Then she said, thank you very much. You saved my life. He said, what did I do? She said, while he was knocking, she was preparing to hang herself from the ceiling fan, because she was in so much distress. She was in pain. She had financial difficulties. She had health challenges. So much wrong was happening in her life that she thought, I must end it. Then she decided, well, this person has taken the trouble to give me a book. Let me just read before I die. You never know. So she said, I'll just read one page. But she was so interested in Srila Prabhupada's book that she read the whole book. And guess what? She ended up chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. She understood the purpose of human form of life. She understood that. Excuse me. And she became a wonderful devotee. These books of Srila Prabhupada are a treasure house. We never know, because the books give us an idea what is the human goal. Even in the purport that we read today, Srila Prabhupada is saying that there has to be a goal for the mind. Have you ever heard this before? Goal for the mind. Because mind is restless. It's running everywhere. I am pretty sure from the time I started speaking, most of you left your minds from here out of the door. Yes or no? Minds ran away. Yes? Be honest. Right? You're looking at me like you're listening to me, but possibly the mind is outside. That's what the mind does. So here Bhagavad Gita is teaching us how to be happy and peaceful even amongst challenges and difficulties. So Srila Prabhupada in his purport says, if we become fully Krishna conscious, then we will be happy permanently. Now, what is being fully Krishna conscious? It starts with mantra meditation. What is mantra? Man means mind, and tra means to free the mind of anxieties. So Krishna, the Supreme Lord, when he came 500 years ago, he gave us a Maha Mantra, which means the highest, the most potent, the most powerful mantra to become conscious of him. Once we become conscious of the Supreme Lord, then automatically we will feel happy and peaceful. So this Maha Mantra, this mantra meditation is very, very helpful on a daily basis, and that can lead us to complete happiness and peace. Now we all recognized that we want to be peaceful. Yes? Sleeping still? Right? So here is a formula given to us by Krishna himself. So he says, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwara. He is the Supreme Lord. Suhridam, he is our best friend. He is our well-wisher. Just like a rich father, his son has left him and gone. What does the father want? Good riddance? No, the father wants the child back home. That is our position. We are those children who have left our opulent, rich, most opulent father in the spiritual world, and we have come here thinking, I am the controller, I am the enjoyer, and I'm going to be the Lord of all I survey. Has it worked? Has it worked? No. We have remained servants since the time of birth. How are we servants? We serve the body. We serve our family. We serve our boss. Yes? Otherwise, we'll lose the job. We serve our relatives. We serve our friends. We serve the society. We serve the country. We are serving all the time. So what is the title we have? We are a servant. Why not be the servant of the Supreme Lord and become fully peaceful and happy? So goal has to be there. Challenges will come. In chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, which is contents of the Gita summarized, from which I took the today's verse. In verse 14, Krishna says, Matra sparshas kanteya shitoshana sukha dukkadaha agama paino nityas tams titikshasva bharata. He says, just like the seasons come and go, summer and winter, similarly, happiness and distress, they come and go. Do we remain distressed all the time? No. Do we remain happy all the time? No, it's coming and going. Similarly, we have to understand and become tolerant. Titikshaswa, which means tolerant. Tolerate. We don't need to tolerate happiness because we are elated when we are happy. But we need to tolerate distress whenever it comes. This is what Krishna is teaching us through Arjuna. And if we focus our mind on the holy name of the Lord, it will help us to tolerate these challenges. Why do we devotees, we wake up early in the morning and we chant? What do we chant? Let's try once more. You all have eaten lunch, right? Let's try once more. What do we chant? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. These are powerful sound vibrations coming from the spiritual world. This Maha Mantra is having the potency of all the mantras in the Vedic literatures. That's the power. And this Maha Mantra can help us to cleanse our heart of all the unwanted things like lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, etc. It's very, very powerful. I'll tell you a story from the Purana.